This program is brought to you as a community service by the Kentucky Post. The Kentucky Post, putting Northern Kentucky first. There's always something extra in the Kentucky Post. Welcome back to Super Bowl. Richard Skinner, Doug Martin with you. We are ready now for our women's championship match between the winner of match one. That is Melissa Lucas, and our top women's qualifier today, Sheila Maggard. So let's go to the lanes from Super Bowl. There is our top qualifier, Sheila Maggard, who, if you recall, we saw a week ago at Cherokee when she finished third. Opening shot of the match.
Gets that one out a little bit too far, but leaves a 2-pin. Leave yourself a makeable spare.
Yep, two times she's lofted and just gives that one a gentle kiss that time. So now there's the winner of match one, Melissa Lucas, who struggled very early in the match, missing a pair of one-pin spares, and then came back to fill the rest of her frames. Opening shot for her on lane 8. We're on lane 7 and 8 from Super Bowl. Pulls that one and almost got a break busting up the split that time, Doug, but
yeah, not quite. She pulls that one just a little bit high in the pocket again, and she's been doing that several times, as we saw earlier in the first match. Left the 4-pin a couple times. This time, unfortunately, she leaves the 4, 7, and 9. So tough spare to start with.
See if she can get that ball over and maybe slide the 4-pin into it. Going to give it a good shot. The one's right behind it.
Almost. Yeah, gave it a good try.
If you recall from the first match, Lucas carries a 177 average, picks up 27 in handicap, and there you see it. You can't get any closer than that. It just goes right behind it. And good work by Jay Schumacher. Pulls that one too, and this time leaves a 5-pin. So Doug, most shots here in this match, she's got a little quick and pulled them.
Yeah, that one she pulled real bad. Normally you'd think she'd make an adjustment the other way, and she might have possibly on the approach, but she, by pulling it, negated any move that she made. Leaves a makeable spare here, though, the 5-pin.
Well, this is the one she needed to win the first match, and she gets it with no problem here in the championship.
Nobody misses the 5-pin, as they
supposedly.
say. It seems like every time somebody says that,
somebody misses it. That's right. And Maggard goes through the nose and leaves just what you'd like to call a mess. Now, Doug, as you look at this split, it does look pretty nasty, but if you really look at it close enough, it's not an unmakeable split.
Well, no, it's the 3, 7, 10. If you make the 3, 10,
the conventional
it's going to, right, going between the 3 and the 10, it's going to throw the 3 towards the 7 anyway.
Let's see if she gives it a shot. And that's going to go outside and ends up chopping. So both bowlers with a split in the set here in the first 2 frames, and each of them have opened up here early in the match. Sheila Maggard, as I said, we saw a week ago at Cherokee when she finished third. Here at Super Bowl, our top qualifier, she qualified with scores of 158, 239, and 169, and those are scratch scores.
And doesn't get that one up the hill, leaves the 1, 2. See, she's a computer lab assistant over at Northern Kentucky University, our fine center of higher learning.
Yes, Northern growing and growing. Well, from the outside, and Sheila Maggard comes up with a spare, so comes back nicely off that open and maintains about a 17, 18 pin lead here in this match. Well, a solid 10-pin, and we saw the 6 go right around it. Doug, it looked like she slowed the ball down a little bit that time and got it to run right into the pocket.
Yeah, she made a nice shot. Just unfortunately, the angle a little bit off, and put the 6-pin, as we see there on the screen, went around the 10 again.
Boy, it did. It wrapped right around the 10-pin and couldn't get any better than that shot. want to remind you about our new distributor of Miller Lite beer, Miller Brands Incorporated of Northern Kentucky. Glad to have them on board for this season. And that's twice now we've seen Lucas miss the 10-pin. She missed it back in frame 2 of the first match.
Having a problem with that 10-pin. You understand you were doing your share to help out the new distributors last night?
Yeah, there was a couple going down, I'm sure.
Miller time again, huh?
Oh, yes. Maybe when we get done doing this, maybe knock down a couple of those cold ones.
There we see Melissa's form again.
Well, right now she's really struggling here early in the match. She's throwing one good shot out of 4 frames, and right now, as you can see, kind of deep in concentration.
Well, she pulled that one right on the nose. Fortunately, she leaves a makeable spare of the 6-pin. Every time you go on the nose, you have that possibility of getting a split.
Oh, she comes back and knocks down that 6-pin, so a spare here for Lucas in the 4th frame. Well, solid 5 for Maggard.
And she had it in the pocket. She doesn't have a lot of hook roll on the ball, though.
Almost straight down and in.
Exactly, and it deflected and left the 5-pin. There again, like I say, I'm not sure what weight ball she throws. I'm sure it's not 16-pound, and it will have a tendency of doing that.
Well, throws just a 12-pound bowling ball, so obviously a lot of deflection going to come from that. Well, nice spare for Maggard, and to let you know, Maggard carries a 151 average, picks up 47 pins and handicaps. So in this match, in this women's championship here from Super Bowl, Sheila Maggard picking up 21 pins and handicap differential. We saw Melissa Lucas have to give up 34 in the opening match and come back and win. So the handicap not going to bother her too much. Well, a nice strike that time for Maggard, and really, Doug, it's almost better for her to be a little bit on the light side and let the pins throw each other against each other.
Well, that's true. That's a good shot for her to throw that head pin into the wall and have it come back and let them mix.
Let the pins do all the work. And Lucas comes back with her first strike of the match.
Yeah, she's been hitting that pocket, just like we said, leaving a lot of 10 pins, 4 pins, etc. But they were all gone that time, all 10 in the pit. It's a nice ball. Maybe she can capitalize on that and put a string together.
Well, a double for Lucas, so here she comes back down by 28 pins and quickly chops into it. 6th frame now for Sheila Maggard, strike up, wasting no time. And she's got a double of her own.
That 12-pound ball looked like a 16 on that shot.
Well, I'll tell you what, she got the head pin there. You see it again, Doug, just threw it right to the side wall and really did its job.
Yeah, it came back, got the 4 out, then the 9 out. Like I say, it looked like it weighed more than 12 pounds that time.
Well, had a scout out there looking for the 10, but it went right on by it.
Now let's see how she does with a 10 pin. Melissa's had some problems with that this morning.
Well, we saw Lucas make a comeback with a double, but Sheila Maggard answered with a double of her own and a chance to really maintain a lead if she can get the 10 pin. Look out.
They're all having problems with that 10 pin this morning.
So now, Melissa Lucas, chance to close some ground here. 7th frame, working on a double. Oh, another good shot and another 10 pin.
Yeah, that was a tough break. That was a good shot. She's made 3 good shots in a row here. That 6 just doesn't want to cooperate and do its job and get the 10 out of there. Let's see if she can do a little better with this 10 pin this time. She's had some practice with it, maybe. There she goes.
Yeah, gave it a little more room that time, and a nice job by Lucas. Get a chance to see where we are in our match here, and you'll see that Sheila Maggard on top by 27 pins here in the in the match, but the spare there by Lucas has made it a 16-pin match suddenly. Here, our tournament director, Bill Murphy, getting ready for our finals next week at Walt Center Lanes. Invite you to come out there and watch all the bowlers we've seen on this program try to make it here for the championship finals. We're going to get some big money, and Melissa Lucas from the backside that time. I'm not even sure what pin that was that gave her some help. All of a sudden we saw a pin maybe fall off the rack up top or something and give her some help. That one came out of nowhere.
I think that was the 10 pin. Let's see here.
It might have been. I guess it had to be the 10 pin. That was shot by Sheila Maggard that time.
So usually in bowling the breaks will even out. She's got a few bad breaks, but got a good one there that helped her out.
Couldn't come at a better time in the 8th frame, and now Maggard with a 16-pin lead, trying to maintain that with a spare here in the 8th. Good cover for her, so she stays on top by 16 pins as we move to the 9th frame.
Got a good crowd out this morning.
This is a good place to come. I'll tell you what, it's pretty centrally located, I guess, for a lot of folks in the area to come out and bowl. And we've had some good turnouts in a lot of our houses this year, and this morning no different. And 5-pin for her, and right now, really, Maggard just needs to maintain her spares, Doug, and hope that Melissa Lucas doesn't string them out.
Yeah, she's here again left the 5-pin, which nobody misses. I probably shouldn't say it. I don't want to jinx her.
No, you were right. Nobody misses it.
I'm glad. If she'd missed that, I'd been in trouble.
Well, Maggard will get a chance to sit back and see what Melissa Lucas can post. Lucas has a potential of 242. 9th frame for strike up. Yep, she pulled that one and she knew it too. Looked like she was a little off balance at the line that time, Doug.
Yeah, she did. She kind of rushed the line, got there a little ahead of the ball, and then yanked the ball across her body and went right on the nose. And this time just didn't get any breaks. Leaves the 4, 6, 7, 10. Possible to make it. She's going to go cross lane, try to slide that 6 over into the 4, 7. Let's see what she does here.
Yep, giving it a good shot and almost had it.
Yeah, another inch, and she'd been there. Gave it a good shot.
I want to thank our women's scorekeeper, also our alternate this week, Sue Rowland, who cashed in 4th place. On our other 2 women that cashed this week, Kathy Hopper and Julie Robb. Yep.
I think that last shot mentally just really messed her up. Didn't even come close on that one. Leaves a tough spare.
Well, she'd made so many good shots in a row, and all of a sudden just got a little off balance at the line and came up with a split. But with a 177 average, I'm sure she's got a good chance to make it to our TV finals, and we might get a chance to see her next week.
Yeah, that's coming up next week. It's hard to believe another season
I tell you,
coming
it flew
to a close.
by.
Time flies when you're having fun, as they
Sure
say.
does. We've had a great time bringing this show to you for these last few years. So, Melissa Lucas, well, that time she got a break, but it came at a bad time for her. She'll finish at 196, 170 of which is scratch. And Sheila Maggard really didn't even have to throw a ball here in the 10th frame, but of course she will, and she's going to come away with a championship here from Super Bowl this week.
This is a nice position to be in.
No pressure, no nothing, just finish out and pick up your check and go home. Well, give it a wiggle and we'll go down for her.
Gets 9.5 on that one.
So now she's got 206.5, I guess, in the 9th frame. We've seen a couple of wigglers here in our women's match. I want to remind you our men coming up next. Our men today, Dan Meyer and Bill Moore, going in our first match, and the winner of that will meet our top qualifier, Rick Carroll, who shot 740 in qualifying. And maybe Rick, who is engaged to Melissa Lucas, can bring one championship home for the family here today. As you see Sheila Maggard finishing out, all she has to do right now is throw one more shot, and she's the women's champion.
Either way, they're going to have some money to bring home with them. Probably stop buying them some Miller Lite.
Get a chance to celebrate. Well, I'll tell you what, pins going everywhere in the last few shots. So Sheila Maggard finishes with 225. She's our women's champion here this week from Super Bowl. As we get a chance to see it, there it is, Sheila Maggard over Melissa Lukacs, and we'll be back with our men right after this.